I saw a couple of my friends.
Yeah, okay, that's good.
Yeah, they got out of here.
These were good. I was here.
You're cute.
Yeah, 2 months old. I'm 45 and never had kids with babies before. So everybody from high school is probably having babies in the 90s, you know?
Well, if this is where they're going now, you know, they gotta see the school.
Yeah. Come on. Okay? Okay. Yeah, it's
Speaking of that, this gentleman is my boss, I can say it. Things are behind the scenes to take care of our district. And he wanted to make sure that we were right to take care of right. And we looked at bonding and what we could do. And I gotta tell you, I don't want to steal a thunder because we're going to talk a little bit there, but $54 million dedicated to our school for the rebuild, which is phenomenal. Dr. Michael Grego, superintendent. And another gentleman invested in our city and community. He actually went to Tarpon High, so we will hold that against him. By the way, this is not for Tarpon Springs, okay? This is all about, we've got a play coming up, and I'm going to talk about that in a second. So this is part of their set. So don't think that we're bringing in Tarpon or something like that. It's not happening. But we do have a gentleman from Tarpon Springs, and he's a Clearwater resident. He's done a great job, and not only that, he's found some assistants as well. They're going to be dedicating some funds to us as well. That's our very own mayor, George Pettigrew. I also have to thank the 2 people that organized all of this. Actually, there's 3. RJ Denman, one of my assistant principals. RJ. And of course, Angie Tin, my secretary. And Catherine Biddle. Kathy are just 2 examples. There's about 35 teachers and staff members that are current teachers and staff members that are alumni of the school. So we really like to get these folks back in. So if you have any sons, daughters, grandkids, so at this point, I'm going to ask Olivia Humphreys to come forward. She's going to be singing "Thank You So Much for the Music." And this is coming from our up-and-coming play production, Mamma Mia, which will be debuting April 23rd and running to the 25th. Olivia, you have the stage.
I'm nothing special, in fact. When I tend to, you've probably heard it before. But I have talent, a wonderful thing, 'cause everyone listens when I start to sing. I'm so grateful. All I want is to sing it out loud. So I say thank you for the music, the songs I'm singing. Thanks for all the joy they're bringing. Who can live without it? I ask in all honesty. What would life be without a song or dance? What are we? So I say thank you for the music, for giving it to me. Mother says I was a dancer before I could walk. She says I began to sing long before I could talk. But I often wondered, how did it all start? Who found out that nothing can capture a heart like a melody? Well, whoever it was, I'm a fan. So I say thank you for the music, the songs I'm singing. Thanks for all the joy they're bringing. Who can live without it? I ask in all honesty. What would life be without a song or dance? What are we? So I say thank you for the music. I'm so lucky. I'm the girl with golden hair. To sing it out to everybody. What a joy, what a life, what a chance. Thank you for the music, the songs I'm singing. Thanks for all the joy they're bringing. Who can live without it? I ask in all honesty. What would life be without a song or dance? What are we? So I say thank you for the music, for giving it to me. So I say thank you for the music, for giving it to me.
So critical for all of our schools to be top-notch schools. I'd like to leave this and I want to hand the award shout back aggressively in 2017 sent the bond.
My brother? Yeah.
We decided that our students deserve to be our community. As a result, we built Largo, as a result, we built Belmont, as a result, we built University High School. When we sat down to this school, it's a project, whose budget was about $17 or $20 million. When I sat down to review the scope of work, it just wasn't enough. I sent them back. And I said, we can't leave Clearwater High School where we did a lot of infrastructure, but it's like putting insulation in walls. It's good, but nobody really sees the improvement. And they came back with maybe a project of 30, 34, and I sent them back. I said, we need to make this school, we're going to go in there and make this school a gem of the Clearwater community. And we're going to make this school it isn't really the price or the dollar amount. I know our budget's around $54 million. It's about what we spent to rebuild Largo High School. But it is about the commitment to this community. That's what it's all about. And let me also say this, and thank you, Mr. Masterides and the leadership of this school. Bricks and mortar are great, and this school will look absolutely beautiful. But it is the people
It's the people inside the school, it's the people out in this auditorium, year after year, that make this place special. You could have a brand new building, but if you don't have the heart that's in this auditorium, you just have a brand new building. We're going to create both. We're going to create a brand new building that this community is going to be so proud of for generations to come. And we're going to continue to keep the pride of Clearwater High School alive. Thank you so much for the invitation.
Mayor Gredico, is it ready to come on up?
Soak them up, soak them up. Go Spongers.
Brand of a sponger, y'all.
I graduated from Clearwater High in 1965. Wait a second. Our school in 1965. No, I wasn't going to go there. I was going to say this, just like Clearwater High School today is. We had those wings, no air conditioning, all that stuff that you and I were used to. The Caraphillis family, the Saclaritas family, the Nicholas family, and my family, we grew up together. We would come to football games at the stadium here with the Caraphillises, and the Creticus would sit on one side, and the Caraphillises and the Saclaritases would sit on the other side. But at the end of the game, we came together, and we celebrated what we are all celebrating today. And that is that a school, a high school, is, as Dr. Grego said, the heart of the community. And how many generations do we have out here who've passed by this school and said, I went to Clearwater High? And how many future generations are going to go by here and say, not only that I went to Clearwater High, but my grandparents and my great-grandparents went to Clearwater High. So I want you to join me in thanking Dr. Grego and the school board for its commitment. Because think about it. We had North Ward School that now the city of Clearwater owns. We have South Ward School that is becoming a historical center for the city of Clearwater. And we have what's going to be at the entrance of Clearwater and Clearwater High, a new building that is going to be state-of-the-art. It is going to be a building that you will be as proud of as the old Clearwater High School. But none of that would have been possible if it wasn't for Dr. Grego's commitment to us. So please join me in thanking him. He had said at one point, he's denying it today, but he had said that he was going to have this school finished before my term of mayor was up. And I said, but Dr. Grego, my term is up in March. And he said, well, okay, we'll at least let the people know that we're going to get this started. So Dr. Grego, on behalf of all of us in Clearwater, Hoyt Hamilton and Jay Poglaze and Dave Albrecht and Bob Cundiff are on the council with me. Thank you, and to the school board for what you have done, not only for the city of Clearwater, but for our students all across Pinellas County. You have been a great leader, and we thank you for your commitment. Again, thank you for welcoming a boy from Tarpon Springs to be your mayor. I have to pinch myself every now and then, but thank y'all for what y'all have meant to the city of Clearwater, because you are what makes Clearwater bright and beautiful from the bank of the beach. We can't do it by ourselves. Thank you very much.
All right. We have a lot to be proud of, and I'm not going to read all these things up, but I just want you to know that Clearwater High School is on the map, continues to be on the map. We're very proud of where we are and where we're going. We're leading the district in so many ways. Our graduation rate is one of the highest, 96% last year. The number, yeah, very proud of that. That acceleration rate, what that means is the number of kids that have graduated from our school last year, senior class, with at least one college credit. 88% of that class, which, by the way, this was the highest in Pinellas County, and it was also 13th in the state. So congratulations, I could go on and on with all this list, but just to get an idea, I know many of you, when you were here, you were proud of what was going on in the direction of the school. Many times you wonder, well, how are things today? I can tell you that Clearwater High School is alive and well and doing great things, and I'm very proud to be a part of the community and humbled that Clearwater has gone as far as it has. It's really connected back to the community embracing, working together. We have a phenomenal teaching staff. I would say it's the best in the district. And I would put my teachers up against anyone else out there, and I know that we would produce and do just as well. So we're very proud of where we are again, and I don't want to spend a lot of time on that. I really want to get into a little bit of the history and talk about where we're going. I want to thank our sponsors, Components Dugout, Rumba, 1933 Pub, Monty's, and Dairy Curl. They have some snacks for you in the cafeteria. When I say snacks, like I said, remember, we thought we were going to have maybe 700, and we're over 1,000, okay? So keep that in mind, and just remember that, well, we didn't want to turn any of our tornadoes away, so just take 1 or 2 snacks. Okay? All right. So, Clearwater High School, one of the first schools in Pinellas, it was actually at that time the Pinellas School, right? And it's now South Ward. In 1906, the 9th grade class consisted of, I don't want to get out of the way because you got to see that, 3 people, right? 3 people, right? And it eventually became Clearwater High School, and it's now called, as we said, South Ward. So that's their first Clearwater High. And look at that, Clearwater High School, 1914, right? Those are the students that were going there. It's pretty cool. I like that dress code. Let's see if we can implement that. Kids will love it. And then we moved in 1926, new building, and it was Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Avenue. Get an idea what it looked like. It was a beautiful facility. The architecture was amazing. Really something special. Look at that. That's our football team at that time. And see the ladies in front of the doorway. By the way, there were no women's sports back then, okay? So I don't have the softball team at that time, but just to get an idea. Look at those C's. Pretty cool. Look at the doors, too. You talk about architecture. It's amazing, the time and energy put into the building. There's the first baseball teams at Jack Russell Stadium. And by the way, we were able to work with the city. Jack Russell Stadium, I don't know if you know this, St. Pete College and our kids, we share it. That is our home stadium. It's amazing. And again, Dr. Greco made that happen, so we appreciate that. Really cool. Think about the players that were on that field. It's just hollow ground, and it's exciting that our kids, there's artificial turf there. It's amazing. It's the best in the district. Everybody wants to come play our kids there. We have more home baseball games than anybody else as a result. So if you got some time and want to come watch some baseball, just call Kathy. She loves getting phone calls, and we'll let you know the date and time. And then I just wanted to back up a little bit. And the building was burned down in 1976, unfortunately. But this building was obviously built before that, right? Just to get an idea, that's why some say, well, what happened to that building? Where's it at? 1976, that's when it burned down. You can see there's some of the pictures. It was very unfortunate. There's actually a few pieces scattered around. Like if you go on Hercules, you can see one of the pieces of the old building. So that's not a monolith, that's actually a piece of the, what construction. 1954, Clearwater High School. There it is, in all its beauty. Pretty cool. I feel like it's Back to the Future, you know, when you look here, right? There's no homes and there's a sign here like coming soon. I expect Emmett Brown and the car to be right back here, you know, the DeLorean, because it's amazing. And what's really funny is, when they built this, people are like, you want to build where? Gulf the Bay all the way out there? Who's going to want to go out there? There's orange fields out there. And look, they're right. Amazing. Amazing. 1954. There's a front, or actually a back view. That's the gym on the end there, right here behind me. And this is where the media center basically is, and our arts wing, PA. So none of that was here yet. Just the main wings were there. The auditorium where we're in right now, you can see it. And again, look at the buildings around. Not much around at that time. Pretty cool. There's one of the classrooms, 1950s, in the front of the building. A little different, right? I wish we had those wooden chairs. And then, again, moving through, that's another shot of the building. It's the auditorium in the front office. And does anyone know what that is? The library. Where was it?
Upstairs.
Upstairs, that's right. It was upstairs. That's actually classrooms now. We have a larger building that we've used over the last few years for our media center. I'll show you what our media center is going to be in a little bit, a new one. But yeah, that was our media center above the administration building. I don't think kids wanted to hide there, right? With the principal being right underneath it. I'm guessing, I don't know. There's our football field, right? And the football field, I think most know this, was actually built first, right? They built the football field with the idea that they build the school, and the community raised all the money for that. And then, of course, Jack White, as we know, is a judge and is very involved in the schools. Anything else he did? He's a judge, right? Anything else? Well, the school. Very, very instrumental in making things happen. And our cheerleading squad. Look at those short dresses. I wish that was dress code again, too. And then our pool, and another community, yes. Bobby Walker Pool, and we know Bobby Walker was a swimmer and he passed away abruptly, and the kids got together. This was really a student initiative and created Bobby Walker Pool Foundation, and in 6 months they raised $56,000 to build the pool. And you know what's really cool about that is the city at that time matched the funds. Where's our mayor? I'm going to hit him for that. Dr. Greger, don't forget, the city matched the funds for that to make it happen. It's pretty cool. There's the dedication. I'm not kidding. And I don't know if you knew this, but they actually did 4 concerts. I knew one. They actually did 4 concerts as part of the raising of the funds. And you can see the 4 freshmen. Jay and the Americans, Manfred Band, I don't know who that is, local band with Jay Mission 1965. I'm sure they were great. Is Jay here, by the way? Okay, I don't know who he is, but yeah. The Beach Boys, which I didn't know that one, that is really cool. And the Rolling Stones. What a fundraiser. Must have some issues too. No, it's awesome. It's awesome. I was born in '68, so it's all good. All right. So again, built in '54. Stadium was built first. Pool in '65. Office area was rebuilt in 1981. And that's what it looks like currently. And we were last remodeled in the 1990s. Mostly infrastructure, new paint, awnings, windows, floors, furniture. The gym foyer was added in the late 90s as well. That was because a tornado hit our campus. Isn't that crazy, right? One of the tornadoes, tornado hits. Thank God nobody was hurt, right? But we got a new foyer as a result. So, auditorium, this is recently remodeled. It's beautiful, it really is. They did a great job with the auditorium. Our field house underneath the stadium was redone recently as well, and it's in great shape. Looks awesome for the kids. Softball field was built 2 years ago. That was exciting. One of the few field schools us in countryside with Illinois that got new fields recently, and it's beautiful. Again, that goes back to a superintendent that gets it. We're lucky. Lagging infrastructure right now, as you know, AC, water, sewage, lots of issues. And the facility was built to accommodate 1950s thinking, right? We know that as well. And I know some folks are saying, oh my gosh, I can't believe they're tearing it down. That's not right. I got to come back and see it. Please, we live here. Okay. There are times when the alarm goes off, the fire alarm, just because it does, and the kids don't even pull it. We've had AC go off, and you say, well, I didn't have AC when I was a kid. Yeah, but you had fans and windows you could open. Remember, it was remodeled. We can't do that. So, lots of issues, and it's time. It's time, and I'm so glad that everything happens for a reason in the steps and process, and I'm going to go through that in a second. So, and of course we're lacking appeal. I mean, when you look at our school, the front of the school, that's where our garbage cans are currently, right? Because they didn't know what the main road was. Remember, if you look at that original picture, they were thinking that Hercules was going to be the main road, and that's why they built it facing this way, and Gulf to Bay ends up being the main road. It's the busiest road in Pinellas County. So, it's kind of interesting, right? When you drive by and you always, wow, there's Clearwater High. There's their dumpsters. So, definitely needs some work. So, at first, just like Dr. Gergo said, the district was looking at doing another remodel, cleanup, and I went to Dr. Gergo and I said, can we put a plan together, work together on this? And right away he said, yes. Talk to your teachers, talk to your SAC, talk to your PTAs, talk to your students. Let's get a plan going that really connects with current thinking and technology today. And so that's what we did. All of our kids in our SAC, our KIC, everybody involved in looking at what could we do at Clearwater High School. Because teaching today is much different than it was in 1954. And if you think about a factory and the way it's built, you go from math to science to English to social studies, it's kind of like a factory line, right? One to the other. And if you think about that time period when it was built, that's basically what we have. So we put together a plan proposal looking at flexible opportunities for the kids where they can engage in and work together in teams collaboratively. So the teachers could work collaboratively together so that they can discuss and work things together. Labs that are mobile. We talked about also ideas that when we're connecting in 20 years from now, what education will look like, and will the schools still be able to adapt with time and what we're doing then? Because that's an important piece too. We don't want to build an infrastructure that 20 years from now we're looking at going, who wants collaborative structures? Kids don't think that way, but that's the way they think today. So we really spent a lot of time on that safety, structure. How do we put all these things together? We put a proposal together, optimizing what we needed. And so we came up with this idea for classroom space where we have 6 classrooms working with labs, larger labs, and the kids can collaborate, work together, do some planning and teaming, and be able to really think differently, work together. And this is basically what the classroom's looking like, very collaborative and design, where those areas that they can have that are common areas to do homework, study, discuss things, if they want to do presentations, etc., but still have the privacy if they need to shut their doors and do the things that they need to. So it's a combination of a collaborative environment and a traditional at the same time, which is a much different look, and we'll be the first school. There are many firsts, right? You think about Clearwater High School. First school ever in Pinellas County to have JROTC. First school to have an aerospace program in the 60s. First program, I mean, the list goes on and on. The pool, you name it, we were the first. And I'm so proud of the fact that we're going to have the first schools. You know, when you think about that collaborative space and what it look like, feel like, it's going to be a much different feel. And that's the way people work today, kids work today. If you were working for Amazon or a large company, they don't have little cubicles and they're not quietly talk. They meet, they discuss, they review, they analyze. And kids have to be able to do those things today. So we want classrooms that feel that way, where we can look in and see what's happening and have discussions. And then they say, oh my God, there's glass there. The kids won't concentrate. Guess what? It doesn't even faze them. They think differently than we do. need a quiet room, right, all to ourselves when we're studying. And kids today, they want a space where they've got 50 million things going on and can still get it done. And the research shows that this is a really good environment for kids today. Being able to collaborate and work together. Just to give you an idea, there's an example of what it could look like, feel like when it's finished. So, we had a remodel plan early on with our stadium area. This was about 15 years ago, started working on this concept. And it's so exciting because what's happened is the city's jumped in, and that's going to be part of the remodel and the funding that they're going to give. So when you drive across Gulf to Bay, our stadium is going to have a much different feel. It's going to feel like a place that is 2020 and beyond, really. And we're excited about that. It's going to be something similar to this when you drive down the street. So we're excited that we're partnering with the whole front of Gulf to Bay to give it a different feel. So this is our current plan, right? And with the 54 million, there's going to be a few buildings that are going to remain, but the most are going to be redone. The building all the way to the left, that's our administration building currently, that's going to stay, but it's not going to be ours. The community school will be utilizing that, okay, and it will be separate from the rest of the campus. Our auditorium, where we are now, will stay, but we're going to get, it was just remodeled, it's gorgeous, so we're going to get new LED lights, new LED light system, the sound's going to be redone, paint, so just all the things that need to be done to make it feel even more current than it is now. The band and choral rooms, again, they were just recently built, they're in the 80s or something, but yeah, so we're going to remodel those. Now, the gym will get a remodel, that will stay, and the building behind it, which is our PA, that's where our wood shop, if you remember, our drafting courses, TV production, that's going to stay, but it's going to be JROTC. It's going to be completely gutted and redone. So that will also feel like today in the way it's supposed to be. Everything else you see, the pool will stay too, right, the stadium. But everything else you see, gone. All new. All of the wings will be gone. The cafeteria, the next wing will be gone. Our media center, the art room, and the pods. Anybody in the pods before? Yeah. Gone. And it's going to be done in phases. It's a 30-month project, and we're really looking at still exactly when it's going to start. The latest is January. We're hoping for this summer. Dr. Grego and I have been talking about we're going to do our best to get it going as quickly as possible. But it's going to be done in phases, too, so that the entire school will not be in portables. We're going to bring about 30 portables, 30 to 40 portables, and we're going to rotate. That's what we're going to do. So what we'll do is, like, for example, E&F, where our science labs are, and that would be the most expensive with the water, that will be one of the last buildings to come down. The cafeteria will be one of the last buildings to come down. We'll be building the new cafeteria and utilizing the old one as that happens. X-wing, A, B, C, and D, those will go right away. Our media center will stay a little longer, and then that will eventually go. So it's going to be a process in place so that we're working with our kids and the contractors so that at the end of the day, we're going to have as minimal disruption as possible, but at the same time be able to utilize and get the kids back in classrooms as quickly as can. We're going to build the classrooms first, which means that within a year, the kids will be back in classrooms. So then those larger areas like the media center, the cafeteria, those will be built later, which makes sense. And so we're taking care of our kids and making sure that they have the optimal locations. So this is the design from above. Pretty neat. 3 buildings will be the classrooms, and those are the ones in red, right? And you can see an outside corridor. That was one of the things we talked about with that collaborative space. We still need to have the kids be able to go in and out, and that's a really nice part of Clearwater High School, being able to go in and out. See, the kid, I'm just saying, you better have that. I agree. So 2 stories, and you can see there, those are the main buildings with the classrooms. What you see here, this is going to be our office building. So no longer on Hercules, right? But rather facing Gulf to Bay. So that's going to be our office and media center. And behind it, the building you see there is going to be our cafeteria and then some of our culinary type arts. We have home ec department. They'll be connected. And as you can see, the PA and the gym will be remodeled, but it's going to remain in place, and these buildings will remain in place. It's a little bit different feeling when you drive by the school. And so what would that really look like? How about that? That's our administration building and media center as you come across Gulf to Bay. Just a little bit different feeling, isn't it, than we've got today. This is one of the wings looking in, so that's your two of the classroom areas, right? Cafeteria. View of all of our classroom spaces. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? It's the quad. There's another view of the classroom quad from another angle in the Demolition building. Let me back up. What do y'all think? Really exciting. Really exciting. Our kids are going to have the best building, bar none, school in Pinellas County. I'm really proud and excited. Really proud and excited. So, please feel free to walk around. Our school store is open. Athletic Hall of Fame. We're starting a new Hall of Fame. We've always had one with basketball, but now we're starting a school-wide one. If you want to nominate someone, we're going to have tables outside for that. Honorary bricks as well. We're going to have those outside if you want to get those. The Alumni Association and our Freedom Ambassadors have a photo booth, which is pretty neat. Check that out. Our band and cheerleaders are going to be playing outside, so don't miss that. Get on our email list, and you can do that by where our bricks are, because we're going to be sending out updates about what's going on. Our contractor is actually going to be part of that process and helping us with that, so please make sure you do that. Remember the t-shirts are out there from the new design? And then of course the building bricks and lockers, we're going to be selling those, so if you get yourselves on that list, you'll be able to do that. But the tradition is definitely continuing at Clearwater High School, and we want you to be a part of it. What do you think? Hepner Architects is going to be the architect doing the work. We're really excited about it. We're in the early stages. And Mike's here. Where's Mike? He's our lead. I know he's here somewhere. He's our lead with the contractor. He's in the sound booth, okay? There he is. Thanks, Mike. Excited working with Mike. Do you have any questions? We'll be around. Let's take some pictures. Let's have some fun. And we're very proud. Yes, ma'am. Former faculty and staff members, can we stand up? Let's recognize them as well. You are so right. I apologize. No, you're right. And current staff members. All right. Good old tornadoes. Thank you. Feel free. The building's going to be open for the next couple hours. Also, I guess somebody lost their keys. So it's a Toyota. And we're going to auction off in a little bit for a fundraiser. Okay. With a little silver white cat. If you don't come up to claim your key, we're going to go ahead and auction it because we need some funds. Thank you.
searching for fun vacations? Find a preferred. Research millions of amazing vacation apps to find you.
How are you? How's it going? Good? How are you? You guys alright? Because like he said, I
With some mercury vapor lights. That's old school. See the blue-green? The blue-green is mercury vapor. Very popular 60s and 70s and 80s. You can see the blue-green light it casts. Some of the light from mercury vapor is not visible to the human eye, and like the camera picks it up. That's why it looks more blue-green than it does to my eye. remember these switches. They had a special key to get them to turn on and off. Small ticket booth. Oh. Seat warmers for sitting on cold concrete. Mail. That's a no-no. No more.